Very proud of you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, in an effort to make sure that we stay on time, people will start rolling in. I sent you guys a Google Docs link. If somebody can click on that and see if it makes me approve you to get in, that would be lovely. If not, that should be sharing capabilities and you should be good to go. So there is a link in the chat box if you can grab that, and somebody just let me know if it's letting you in or if it's
It,
making.
op it opened right up.
Wonderful. Perfect. Okay. So Anna, I am going to share my screen. I'm sorry for all the chaos, everybody. Here we go. Can we see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. So I just kind of lovingly made a joke that Anna sat through this for like 2 years in a row, and there's really not a whole lot of changes to it. And the reason that I bring that up is because we're all looking for these shiny things. We're all looking for the one thing that's going to change our business. And at the end of the day, the thing that changes our business is the consistency of tracking our numbers and going through our goals and using KPIs, key performance indicators, to track what we're doing. So I would love to hear from just one or two people what CRM and what tracking system you're using and like how you are daily holding yourself accountable. Who's got some ideas or systems that they use that they love? Other than Anna Powell.
We use Lofty
Oh, cool.
for our
Okay.
CRM,
Okay. And does
and
it
it
have a
works.
KPI or tracking capability at all?
It does. And then the coaching program I'm actually in, they have really solid trackers for transactions and daily activities
Oh,
and
cool.
that
Is
kind of
that
thing.
something you can share with us?
It's I can see if I can. It's through Workman.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Um,
I just love to replicate, rinse and repeat the things that work, the things that people use. I love to have that so that we can disperse it and share it with people because some things work for some and not for others. You know what I mean? And so we just want to make sure we have all of the tools to disperse to our people.
yeah. It's pretty cool with a daily activity tracker where you get a score each day, like handwritten notes, phone calls, role play, emails, and it
I love
gives
that.
you
And you're going to see that here. Mine's probably not as fun. Mine is very rudimentary because I believe that the tool that is best used is the one that we actually use. And so I've created this in this spreadsheet. If you're already using something, do not stop. Don't start this if you're using something that's working for you. Okay. That's what I'm saying, right? I want you to use what works for you. This is just a very simple Google Drive sheet that I like to use. And I've been using it for years and years and years. And so I just want to dive in and again, respect you guys' time. Does anybody else have another program or something that they're using that they love that they want to shout out or talk about?
Well, I'm not necessarily using a program. Well, I use Anna's Follow Up Boss and all that kind of stuff, but I've started the 12-week year. I don't know if anyone else has done that before, but that keeps track of what I need to move the needle on anything that I'm doing, and not just in the business, but some other things as well in my life and personal life. So, and that's 12 weeks, and it has a measurement at the end, and so that's what I've been using, and
I
I'm
love that. Um, I've read the 12-week year like 3 years in a row, and I like to remind myself it's about doing those 12 weeks and giving yourself those measurables and accountability and then a win at the end of it. So I love that. I think that's a great idea. And I think that we are kind of right at that moment of that 12-week year. So if you want to jump in, you can pick up that book and read it. It's a quick read, and I think it's a great way to hold yourself accountable for things. So I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't know who said that. I couldn't see who was talking. I'm sorry.
It's me, Amy. I'm not showing my face because I'm still in pajamas.
Oh, that's okay. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we're going to dive on in. So this is mindset and business planning. What the heck do these two things have in common? I think when we talk about setting our goals for 2026, does anybody have a GCI goal that they would like to share? Just throw it out. What's your GCI goal? Okay. Nobody wants to make any money next year.
a million.
Okay. All right. So you want to make $1 million in gross commission income. Anybody else got anything? All right.
I want to do 150.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for that. So, understanding your why helps you focus on the relationship between like the mindset and the business planning. Like, if I just say I want to make $1 million a year, I mean, that's a great goal. But if I don't sit down and think about what am I going to do to hit those goals, or what is that $150,000 going to do for me and my family, when things start to get tough, that's when we retreat, right? That moment between not knowing something and knowing something, literally the emotion between those two things is frustration. Who's felt frustrated this year? A lot of frustration. Like deep down, when I say the word frustration, I feel like I have tears come to my eyes, because that's what the last 2 or 3 years has been, because it's been this roller coaster of not knowing and that gap between knowing. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know. I still don't know. I don't know where the market's going. We were talking about how to price things. We don't know. 17 to 20% or over what we should be listing things for, right? There's a lot of unknowns in the market as we shift. And we got really good for 3 years during COVID of just knowing the money was going to come. Fishing with dynamite, it's pretty easy. So when we get uncomfortable, when we sit in this frustration, that's when we retreat. And I think it's really, really important that we talk about that relationship between the mindset of our why. And it has to be so strong that we push through, so that we don't turn around at the end of the year and say, well, I wanted to make $1 million, but I made 350. That's pretty damn good. I'm going to be honest with you, $350,000 in gross commission income, that is pretty damn good. That's amazing. That's a wonderful life. But why did you want $1 million? If you are not so committed to understanding the reason behind why you want that $1 million, the goal is going to be harder and harder to achieve, and you'll end up settling for a lot less. And so this topic's really close to my heart. I believe in understanding that our personal dreams hold the key to unlocking that unparalleled success in this professional endeavor that we call real estate. And so your why, it really is not some whimsical thing. It is a driving force that really is here to compel you to wake up every morning eager to tackle the day's challenges. And I do think that it's really important that we recognize the power of knowing exactly what our dreams are. It really can help reveal your inner self, and it helps you reach these limitless potential. And $1 million is an amazing goal, and 150,000 is an amazing goal. But without knowing that why, I think it's hard to get there. And at the end of the day, when you get there, if you don't have purpose behind why you were doing those things, you make that $1 million, and truly, it's probably going to feel like you let a lot of time slip away. I've worked my butt off year over year over year to make $1 million. And at the end of the day, if I don't have something that's like a real purpose behind it, that money is just a money on a tax return. You know what I mean? It's just money in my bank account. And for what? I lost time with my parents, with my niece and nephew, with my husband, all of the things. And so I want to take just a moment, if you guys will please humor me. And I want you to just close your eyes, and I want you to dream really big, really big. I mean, big. Nothing is off limits. What car are you driving? What vacations did you take your family on? Full paid vacations? Did you go to the grocery store, and were you able to buy whatever fresh fruit and produce without looking at the price tag? Did one of your parents get diagnosed with something that you then had to worry about being able to pay the medical bills for? What does that life by design look for you? What does freedom look like for you? So I just want you to take a second, and if you want to text it to yourself, write it down, type it out. I really want you to just take just a minute to just write down some dreams that you have for yourself and your family. And these could be personal, they could be professional. But the whole point of today is really setting that goal and understanding that we have big lives and big dreams, and the connection between our dreams, our mindset, and strategically business planning, right? Because the money that we're making is fueling our lives by design. And I really believe that understanding that correlation it's the way that we elevate. It's the way we make more. It's the way we step up, right? And we can all have a greater purpose. And the money that we make in this industry is limitless, and it's going to fuel that life. And so I want you to just think about it and don't give yourself an out. And I think this is really powerful. You can either decrease your goal or you can increase your input. That's your choice. Does anybody want to be brave enough to share a goal of theirs or what they would love to see for themselves in 2026? So I understand that. So we will keep going. So connecting every goal to a why, achieving goals becomes easier when they are meaningful and they are connected to a reason and a purpose. Okay. So your why, when you connect your goal to your why, different things can happen. You can become hyper focused on that goal by eliminating the distractions and the other tasks that are not aligned with your desired outcome. This is really important because a lot of people say, I don't have time. No, you have time. You're just choosing something else. What are you prioritizing? So I want you to write down every day when you wake up, what is that goal? What are you working towards? And connecting all of this work with the purpose, because you find passion in that purpose. And at the end of the day, the money will come. You will turn around and you'll realize it's the easiest year you've ever had, the easiest year you've ever had. And you've made more money than you've ever made because all of a sudden you're integrating your life and your work, and that is how you keep going. That is how you get up every day with so much energy. And what I want you guys to do is to think about, like, I want to make $1 million so I can X. That's how you connect that why to that goal. So I don't know if Truby, you want to maybe finish that sentence, but I want to make $1 million in gross commission income. Can you do that sentence?
Yeah, I want to make $1 million in gross commission income so I can buy another home.
Right. Okay. And if you think about it and you keep going further, you want to buy another home. Why?
Well, we've always wanted to have a place in Little River, so next year's my intent to do that.
Right. So I won't put you on the spot, but if you really start digging down, guys, 7 questions deep, ask yourself 7 questions deep. So you want to do that, but why? And if you want to answer, I'd love for you to, but I don't want to put you on the spot.
Well, because it will make Tina extremely happy.
Okay. And why? Why will it make her extremely happy?
It's been our dream, our goal for a long time. So it's time to do it.
As you start uncovering things, and I'm not going to put words in your mouth, right? But if you really start digging in, it's because we get to take our family and friends there. Because we get to really like go and spend time and be together as a family under one roof. We get to donate this house for church events for people that are underprivileged, that, need weekends away. And there's so many different things that this can evolve into, right? And so if we really start digging down and asking yourself 7 questions deep, figure out your why. If it's time with, most people will say, okay, I want that's great. And I know people are like, oh, I don't want to say I want to vote. That's just a thing. And I want it to be bigger than that. Then ask yourself why you want to vote. Because on the summer weekends when you're not working, you've got your family. I want to load up the 3 boys and we want to go out on the lake and we want to make memories together. We want to spend the last 3 years that we think that my dad's going to be healthy and go out on the boat together and make memories and go to the sandbar and do these things. Like, it's always about connection. It's always about purpose. It's usually comes back to family. It comes back to time spent, because our time is the most valuable thing that we have, you guys. It absolutely is. And so I've said this so many times, but our time is finite, but our capacity is not. We have the ability to decide what we're going to do, the money we're going to make, and all you have to do is just connect a purpose to it, and you will wake up every morning ready to go. So I'll dive in. I'll get over the mindset stuff. You guys have the link in the chat. You can scan this if you don't have it. And I'm just going to keep on rocking and rolling because we got about 15 minutes, and I want to make sure we get through this. I also want to offer this to anybody. If you do not understand this, or if you want to schedule a one-on-one, please just reach out to me. It's really just a simple spreadsheet that helps you track your day. Okay, so what I have seen, sometimes people's scales are inverted. Some people follow a very standard bell curve. I'm actually inverted typically, but this is kind of across the board. I would love for you to look at 2023, 2024, and then analyze 2025 and figure out how does your year stack out. It's very rarely 25, 25, 25. Okay, guys? And what I mean by this, Anna, can you monitor the chat for me? What I mean by this is if your goal is to make $100,000 in gross commission income, you're probably not going to make 25 quarter one, 25 quarter two, quarter three, and quarter four. Okay. Most people have a bell curve of some sense. Mine's 30, 20, 20, 30 typically. So does everybody understand this, or does anybody have a question about this, or a question on how to figure this out? We're good? Okay. So the reason that we break it down is because then this goes into knowing your numbers. And so this tracker here, I can do a live version of this, but you guys have it yourself. Make a copy of it, or else everybody's going to see all your numbers and you're gonna mess with the original. But this right here will show you. I need to change that to 2026. But this right here will show you what is my goal. My goal is $1 million right here. Or my goal is 150,000 in gross commission income. You need to fill in your average sale price and what your average commission is. Okay. This will then calculate this document for you. And so what it'll do is it'll start showing you, this is how many in the month of January, February, March that I need to hit to be able to achieve the goals that I'm looking to achieve. Right? Does anybody have any questions on this? And what I'm realizing is my Canva sheet is back, but y'all's document is updated. And so it'll then break down your production of what you need and like what's your percentage. So you can see here that this is the standard bell curve, 20, 30, 30, 20. You can change this production level. If you're 10, 40, I can't do the math, 25, 25, right? You can change your production level of what you expect your bell curve to be. Guys, if you take off the month of July to go to Costa Rica with your family, that's one thing one of our agents does, right? That's her life by design. She might want to consider editing this document, right? That she wants to backfill her year, quarter one and two, and she knows that July is probably going to be less, and August and September are going to be less, because we have these 90-day indicators of how we show up and the things we do and what money we're going to make. Okay. Does that make sense? All right. So that's what this is going to do. This is also going to show you the percent of buyers and sellers. Some people say, I don't work with sellers. Then that's going to be 0. I don't work with buyers. That's going to be 0. You can change these here and it will break down your goal to show you exactly how many units you're going to need to be able to hit what your unit goal actually is. So you can fill out your unit goal here. If you want to do 40, it'll calculate this for you, but this is going to tell you your actual units needed to hit your gross commission income based on your average commission that you receive. All right. This also helps you break down on your monthly tracker. Did you hit your goal? Yes or no? Okay. And so then you can also start putting in your information of like average sales price, average commissions, things like that. And then throughout the year, we can do a check-in on this and help you understand where you are. This is another section here. A lot of people I see, especially new agents getting into the market, they do not save money for taxes. So I just did a very quick estimate at 33%, depending on your tax bracket, that might be higher or lower. And so you can see here that once you pay the government 33% of your money, you actually are netting 67,000. So if your goal is to make $100,000 in gross commission income, you're actually making 67,000. So if you say, no, I want to bring home 100,000, then guys, let's just back into those numbers. We'll edit that GCI here. We'll take our taxes estimated here. And we will then get our net here. We also are going to talk about burn rate in just a second, because this is something that I just don't think a lot of agents are doing at a high level. So who is tracking their expenses? Does anybody on this call want to talk about what they are doing to track their expenses? Or are you just getting a receipt and shoving it in your purse, and when you open your glove compartment, you just have a bunch of receipts popping out?
I'm going to share what I do, and you're going to all say, well, that's not relevant because you run a team. But I'm going to tell you, it is affordable and it is the best money that you can spend. I have a bookkeeper who watches all of my card expenses, who asks me when she doesn't understand what something is in real time, who makes sure that my chart of accounts is kept up to date. As a team, charging millions of dollars in monies, she costs me $581 a month and she pays all my bills. If you'd like her contact information, I'd like to share that with you. I know that's big and it sounds big for a lot of you, but I'm telling you, the faster you get these things implemented, the more money you will make.
Yeah. Thank you, Anna. And I also am looking at your chat. So I appreciate you staying up on the chat. We talked about, I don't know if you put that before I talked about taxes, but you were talking about taking the 30.
I put it before you talked about taxes because I knew my ears were going to hurt when you said 33%.
Okay, good. All right. So that's that, guys. Taxes is important. CPAs are important. Bookkeepers are important. The one piece of advice I can give you, this is my 10th year in this business. And if I could go all the way back to August of 2015 when I got licensed, I wish somebody sat me down, grabbed my face, and looked at me and said, you are going to make a ton of money. You need to get it together now. Get it together right now. Start acting like you're going to make a ton of money and get it together right now, because we need to start acting as if we are where we want to be. I asked you a few slides ago to close your eyes and take a deep breath and write down the goals that you want for yourself. Who envisioned, and it's not frivolous, it's not, who envisioned cars and boats and houses? Who envisioned making a lot of money and having money in their bank account that they can write checks? And if somebody got sick, I know this is silly because I don't have children, but one of my goals when I first got in was that if one of my dogs got cancer or something crazy happened, I would never have to worry or think twice. I could just make sure I paid the bill. That's because those are my children, right? Well, more money, more problems. I'm going to tell you something. And you got to get ready. You got to start operating with S corps and LLCs. You need to start protecting your money through taxes. You need to make sure that you are paying your taxes ahead of time, scheduling these things out. Start acting the way that you want to be, and it will come. Okay. So this is your perfect week. You can edit this and change this however you'd like. But Truby was talking about this, fancy thing he does and the coaching and all the things. And at the end of the day, what's really important is that it's the same exact thing. Is it not, Truby? What do I have here? Week 1, 100 real estate conversations. Did you hit the goal? Yes or no? Did you add 5? I think I changed this to 15, guys, on this one, if you're looking at it, because you have to do 3 times the effort than you used to have to do. And these pictures and screenshots are from 2023. You're now operating in 2026. I think I changed that to 15. Add 15 new contacts to your database weekly. Did you hit it? Yes or no? Did you host an open house or tour 5 properties? Why is this important? I need to tour 5 properties because I am seeing less buyers in my car. I'm seeing less listing appointments. I don't know the market as much because I'm not touring 15 random Zillow buyers and throwing offers out. I don't know the reaction of the market because the market is slowed. It's shrunk a little bit. I need to go tour houses so I can say this inventory is XYZ, or this is going to sell for 20% less than it listed for. You need to go and tour these houses and leave your business card because they're looking for the 3rd agent when their house expires. So you need to be active in the market. So you need to be hosting an open house or touring 5 properties a week. You need to be scheduling 3 listing appointments or buyer's appointments weekly. Who thinks that number is nuts? Truby, I saw you unmute. Tell me what you got.
I mean, it's pretty accurate.
Real accurate.
It's just what it takes.
That's what it takes. Now, if your goal is $50,000, I'm not dogging it. I love that goal for you. If your why is to be able to spend time with your children and make them breakfast in the morning and take them to school and be the president of the PTO and pick them up from school and not work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, if you have that goal, that's great. These numbers can adjust, right? But if the goal is 6 figures or more, guys, these are the numbers. And if your goal is 1 million, we're going to talk about that in just a second too. All right. So this is your weekly and daily tracker. The daily tracker goes into talking, it's on the next tab, but it goes into talking about how many listings did you take? How many buyers did you write for? Did you hit the perfect week? I also did day 1 through 7 of your week. I break it down to say how many contacts did you make? How many conversations about real estate, two-way conversations about real estate did you have? You should be hitting 100 at the bare minimum. So again, if you find a better tracking tool, use it, please.
Get a head start with upgrading your home for the holidays with Lumber Liquidators' great flooring deals now until October. We're America's largest independent flooring retailer, offering huge select, the best price guarantee. Get laminate flooring for just 59 cents a square foot. Proof click vinyl flooring for $119 a square foot. And now get $1
Why
off.
are you listening to this?
Hurry, these great deals all end Tuesday, October 7th. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a showroom near you. Great floors for
Been shopping for flooring, huh?
Yeah. I can't. Show us the rest of your tabs, Al. There's some weird stuff there.
probably know this is for business cards. But did you know we
Tell us you're building a house.
Man, if I had to do this right now and let everyone see my whole screen, I'd be dying. Dying. It would be so embarrassing.
17 open tabs.
I think I just finally deleted everything off of my desktop, but usually you can't see my desktop because it's full of things that I've just saved there.
Okay,
A million
well,
screenshots.
I don't know what just happened there. And usually I'm playing classical music. So, I mean, that would have been really much nicer to show than whatever that was. Okay, so back to it, guys. I'm so sorry. I don't know how that happened. I apologize. But here we are. You know what I was thinking? I was like, is Zoom doing advertisements in the middle of their calls? That's genius. Like, it's like a Super Bowl advertisement. Here we are. Okay, I'm so sorry about that, everybody. I don't know how many people we lost through that, but I am just going to scroll through a few of these. Okay, so the reason that I was talking about the $1 million goal, right? It is not impossible. How many people on this call say $1 million in gross commission income? No way, never happening, will never happen. I love some unmutes to say it's doable. I think I can do it, or no, I think that there's just no way, there's not enough hours in the day. What drunk monkeys do we have?
I do think that it's doable, but I don't think it's my goal. Like, it's not, I want to spend more time with my kids and be able to travel more with my husband and stuff like that. But I do think it's doable.
Okay. Anybody else?
I picked it because I think it's doable. I've pretty realistic.
Very good. All right. Anybody else?
I think it's doable, but that's not my goal. I just don't want to work that hard. I'm
Okay.
cheering Tree on though.
I love that. All right, guys. All right. So the reason that I want to bring this up is because there are levels of leverage. And this is a really, really important topic to talk about. And I want to just cut through the noise of like, I don't want a big team. I don't want a team. I want to be a solo agent. I want to just go and sell houses, and that's what I want to do. Most agents tap out about 36 transactions a year. That is where your high level customer service stays. Your clients are being touched at a high level. They love you. You love them. You feel good. You can touch them, do client events, all the good things. Okay. This is something that is really, really powerful. And if you are an agent on a team, I want you to hear this as well. Okay. Because agents on teams that are doing more than 36 units need to consider this. So if we are going to do a dollar per hour breakdown, I'm using easy numbers because I'm not great at math. All right. The splits are a meaningless conversation. It's dollar per hour. And that's what it boils down to. So let's assume that we're going to do a $10,000 commission. All right. That's your total GCI commission. Let's assume that we're going to work 50 hours total for that client. So the way I look at that is you get the client into your CRM. You've got to go through the motions of calling them and setting appointments and talking to them for 6 months and putting them in your car. And then once you get them under contract, you've got your contract management and you've got admin work. Some of that admin work could be broken down into ISA work. It could be broken down into client touches, things like that, right? So we've got 50 hours total for that one client from start to finish, even though we're never finished and they're not actually past clients. But you guys you're with me, right? So if we're making $10,000 commission and we're working 50 hours, we're making $200 an hour. Does everybody agree with that? All right. So right here on the right-hand side on level 2, I'm going to break it down. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take out 20 hours of administrative tasks. So if we're running 30 plus transactions, this is where you really need to say, okay, if I'm doing $20 an hour tasks, I'm only making $20 an hour. Leo actually just made a post about this. It said, the more time you spend doing $20 an hour task, the less time you spend doing $500 an hour tasks, right? What is your cost per hour? What is your breakdown? So what we're going to do is we're going to keep the high level stuff, the 10 hours with the client, that face-to-face, that belly-to-belly sales, that is what I'm good at. That is my highest level earning potential, okay? We're not going to give that away, not yet. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to save ourselves 20 hours. So what we're doing is that 20 hours is going to be paid out, $20 an hour, 20 hours for the transaction. That's going to be paid out to our transaction coordinator. It's $400. So we go from making $10,000 to $9,600 because we've paid her $400. Our dollar per hour just went up from $200 per hour to $320 per hour. Yes, I'm making less money. Yes, my commission was 10,000 and I paid somebody $400. So I am making less money, but I'm not making less money per hour. Now, what do you do with that $20 an hour, guys? With that 20 hours that we get back? Somebody help me out here. I don't care if you're on a team, if you're a solo agent, team leader, what are you going to do when you get that 20 hours back?
Well, it gives you the opportunity to prospect and spend more time with clients.
Correct. You're going to first take that time and put it back into lead generation and lead follow-up. That is the thing we are missing. We have got to continue to put the time into the lead generation and lead follow-up because we're not getting rid of the 10 hours with the client. We're not getting rid of the belly-to-belly sales part, right? But I've got to do lead generation and lead follow-up so that I can get the belly-to-belly sale opportunity. Okay? I'm going to skip through this because I want to keep us on time here. But the second level is when you're running this at a high level, you should be able to add 15 transactions easily a year. Easily. 15 transactions times another $9,600. I can't do that math, but that's a heck of a lot of money. And it definitely pays for that admin, right? Step 2, once you get to that 45 unit, 50 unit, you should be ready to hire your second admin. And they're going to be doing the other 20 hours of transaction management. Okay. So you're going to be pulling out 40 hours of your time back. And what you should be doing is that belly to belly sales. So we're going to save total 40 hours, right? So we've saved 20, we're paying out the 200. Now we're saving 40 hours. We're paying out the money. If you do the math here, we are making less money. We're making $9,200 per transaction now, not 10,000, but we're only working 10 hours. We are only doing the high level activity. And when you start to focus on just the high level activity, what happens to our dollar per hour, guys? I made $9,200 for that transaction, but I only worked 10 hours. I increased my income from $200 an hour to $920 an hour. So people that are saying, I want more time with my family, I don't want to work that hard, I think some of that is a drunk monkey. I think some of that is the things we're telling ourselves because we don't see a clear path. It's from the not knowing to knowing, and it's very frustrating. And a lot of people start this path and they get frustrated and then they go back. Because it was honestly a lot easier just to do the 15, 20 transactions a year, call it a day, and make 150K, right? I have to be hitting a pain point here because I've been here. I've lived here in this space. And that moment from not knowing to knowing, it is frustration and we retreat. And so once you get to a point where you feel like you're really starting to get there, but you're like, now I'm so busy, I can't go back in and lead gen, I can't do the things I need to do. It's because you're not leveraging your time soon enough. It's because we're not going back to our original why, closing our eyes and seeing that big goal and acting like the person that we want to become. We're not acting fast enough to build the businesses that we want to live, right? And so even if you're an agent on a team, I really encourage you looking at this and breaking this down and saying, what could I do if I hired somebody for 10 hours a week, just 10 hours a week at $20 an hour? What tasks could I give away? What task am I doing that are $20 an hour tasks that are stopping me from making a lot more money per hour? So if anybody's got a list that they want to talk about or things that they do every week that they think, man, I could just give this off to somebody. Can somebody rattle some stuff off? I know we've got something.
Postcards.
Okay. Circle prospecting letters to me are like, they're so good. They're gold. I don't want to do them. I really don't want to do them. It's printing and
Preach.
stuffing envelopes. That's $20 an hour, right? Anybody else got any ideas or things that they do that they're like, I need to get this off of my book? All right, well, I'm going to chat GPT a list and put it in here for you in just a little bit. So the third level here, guys, and this goes, well, this is the fourth level, but this goes 7 levels deep. This is with you and 2 admin, and then this is where you hire a buyer's agent. These models can be tweaked if you're an agent on a team and you're doing 50 to 60 transactions and you're ready to hire your own admin and showing assistant. But this is that level that I think is worth talking about, where you have your listing coordinator and your transaction management. You've got your administrative stuff. They're sending your flyers. They're doing your things. They're doing your circle prospecting. Essentially, you're saving yourself the entire 50 hours, right? And so what this does is that if I'm making $10,000 for my transaction and I'm paying out my money to my admin, and then I do a 50-50 split, right? Because I'm going to give my buyer's agent 50%. All of a sudden, I am the face. They call me, they find me on YouTube, they find me through my CRM. I set the appointment. I spend about an hour. I talk with them. We have our buyer's consultation. Off they go with my buyer's agent. I've spent 1 hour on that transaction and my dollar per hour just shot up. So I made $4,200 for 1 hour's worth of work. And if you say, well, why would somebody ever want to do that? Why would anybody ever want to be my partner? Because guys, originally they're spending 50 hours of their time and they're making $200 an hour. Whereas when they come into your systems and your clientele, into your CRM and all of the things you've already created for them, your buyer's agent is now only spending 10 hours of time with that client and they're making $5,000. That's $500 an hour. So they've already gotten a ton of their time back. Plus, they're making a heck of a lot more money per hour. So the leverage aspect of this really is where the key to expanding is. And so if your goal is 100,000 and it's because you're like, I want time, you can consider looking at the leverage model and saying, what can I do to find somebody to do 10 to 20 hours worth of work for me a week that they're doing $20 an hour tasks so I can focus on my high level tasks. Does this resonate with anybody or make sense to anybody, or anybody have any questions?
I mean, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Great. So we have the Google sheet. If you guys want to talk, I mean, there are a ton of tools out there. Truby, I don't know if you've got your coaching guys link or anything that you can link in here for people to look at, but there are so many things out there. I texted Anna yesterday and said, I want to make an app that tracks all of these KPIs that everybody with Empower can use. And so it's really about doing the daily tasks, setting the appointments, and then looking at your day and saying, what task are low level that I can push off to somebody else? Because at the end of the day, this is really where you need to start. You need to start right here with what task are you doing that you can give 20 hours away? Because you cannot be doing $20 an hour tasks or you're going to be making $20 an hour. And I'll be honest with you, I will go take a less stressful job for $20 an hour. I think there's some boutiques in Beaufort that might pay me 20 bucks an hour to just go and sell pretty women's clothing, you know? That would probably bring me a lot of joy because this is stressful. Does anybody have any questions or anything that they need? I know we're about time and it's time to wrap up, but I want to make sure that we're giving you the information and the things at your fingertips that you can track your KPIs. I want to say it again that if this system doesn't work for you, don't use it. Don't force a square peg into a round hole. Our goal here is to make sure that we're giving you things at your fingertips that can help you grow your business and make your lives easier. And so if anybody wants to hop on a call with Anna or myself, we're happy to kind of walk through what this looks like, or we're even happy to help you make edits to this spreadsheet so that it can be kind of tweaked so that it works for you in your life. Okay, quiet crowd. This must be a riveting topic.
No, it is a riveting topic. It's just like staring in a mirror. Like it's making you look in a mirror and say, what's not working? It's not shiny and it's not, you said it when you started it. It's not shiny and it's not like, oh, cool, I can do that. Like it is very self-reflective to be like, what am I doing in my business that is actually costing me more money? And I think that I'm saving money by buckling down and doing X, Y, and Z. And so I think it's always like this. I think it's what Elon Musk said, entrepreneurship is like eating glass and staring into the abyss. Like these are one of those things that like reminds us that like this is what we do. This is what we do every day. And this is not the stuff that people want to do. We didn't get into real estate to do these things. We got into real estate to help people and show cute houses, right? And so this is where, it's just you gotta grow and lean into it and realize that it's the most important part to grow something that makes the liability and the stress worth it.
Yeah. So I think that I would like to end us with this. I have said this many, many times, but the things that we think are thoughts, they become our choices. And our choices become our actions. Our actions become our habits. And our habits become our rituals and routines. So I want you guys to think long and hard about those goals that you set for yourself. I want you to think long and hard about what you see and envision for your life, for your family, for your children, for all of those things. And I want you to think hard about them. And I want you to tell yourself positive thoughts, and you can do it. If your goal is $1 million in GCI, it's not hard. It's not. You just have to have a purpose that's really deep, and you have to be willing to wake up every day and make it happen. So that's what I've got for you. And I hope that this was helpful. And if you guys need me, please feel free to reach out. We are always here. And Anna, I think you have an announcement for.
Oh yeah, and if you guys want to come, I'm headed to the office right now. Laura Masters on our team, who has absolutely just been knocking out of the park from a listing perspective in this hard market. She is going to be popping on with our team. We call them our Mater classes. We call them our Mater classes because Haley one time forgot to put the S in master class, so they're forever now called Mater classes. So we have a Mater class today at 10 o'clock. I just think it's going to be super valuable. So I'm going to live stream that right back here on this link for our team members that are not in the Fuquay market to be able to take advantage of. But I'd like to open it up. If you guys would like to hop back on this link at 10 a.m., we will be on there. Same link as you got here before. And Laura's going to talk about not listing homes, but launching homes, which I think will be very exciting to hear. So anyways, that's available if you'd like to rejoin us in about 45 minutes.
Y'all have an awesome day.
Have an amazing day, everybody. It's going to be great.
Thank you.
Thank you.